metal. They were searching for light. In a forgotten European library, buried deep in dust, there is a manuscript written in ink made from mandrake ash. It contains a single line: "He who seeks gold outside will end up with ashes. He who finds it within becomes the sun." Alchemy, a word wrapped in legends, fear, and misinterpretation. Some see it as madness, others as magic. But few realize the truth. Real alchemy is the journey of the soul, veiled behind the language of metals. Have you ever wondered why lead symbolizes the lower and gold the higher? Why alchemists spent their lives near burning furnaces and obscure symbols? What were they truly trying to transform, and was it ever about matter at all? Today, we step into a different kind of alchemy, not one where art becomes treasure, but where shadow becomes light. In this video, you'll discover why gold in alchemy isn't metal, but an archetype, how Hermetic philosophy encoded a map for inner transformation beneath the surface of physical experiments, and which practices you can begin today to start your own magnum opus, the great work. This is not just a story, it is an invitation. Alchemy is as ancient as shadow itself. It didn't begin in Europe. Its roots stretch deep into Egypt, Mesopotamia, India, and China, where mysticism and philosophy were inseparable, and knowledge was sacred. Egypt, once called Kim, meaning black land, is where the word alchemia originated, the art of Kim. You've likely heard of Hermes Trismegistus, the thrice great, a synthesis of the Egyptian god Thoth and the Greek Hermes. He's credited with the Emerald Tablet, which holds the heart of alchemical philosophy. That which is above is like that which is below, and that which is below is like that which is above, to accomplish the miracles of the one thing. This single phrase is a key. It reveals the core idea. The outer operations of alchemy mirror the inner work of the soul. Real alchemists were not charlatans, as pop culture suggests, but initiates. They cloaked spiritual truths in chemistry and symbols to protect sacred knowledge from the unready. Gold, as they described it, was never a substance. It was a transfigured soul. Hermetic philosophy divides the universe into three layers: material, body, psychic, soul, spiritual, spirit. Alchemy is the fusion of these three into one. It is the process of dissolving what is false and refining what is real, a sacred fire that burns away illusion to reveal truth. Paracelsus, Kabbalah, and Eastern echoes. Paracelsus, the great Renaissance alchemist, once said, "True gold does not belong to the hand, but to the soul that has found truth through suffering." In Kabbalah, this process is mirrored in the journey from Nefesh, the animal soul, to Neshama, the higher soul. In Hindu philosophy, it is the rise of Kundalini, the inner fire ascending through the chakras, much like metals refined in flame. In Taoist internal alchemy, known as Naiden, practitioners transform sexual and vital energy into pure consciousness. They, too, speak of gold, not as matter, but as a state of immortal spirit. Alchemy, then, is a universal mystical language, and gold, its most radiant symbol, is the light of awakened consciousness, born from sacred transformation. Alchemists didn't melt lead for treasure. They melted themselves until nothing was left but pure light. The great work magnum opus unfolds in 4 stages, each reflecting a step in the soul's transformation. All of them lead to the birth of alchemical gold, not an object, but a radiant state of being. Let's decode these 4 stages. 1. Negrito blackening. Decomposition, death of illusion, the beginning. This is the confrontation with the shadow fears, lies, masks. Life begins to fall apart. Structures collapse. You see through the noise. This is the dark night of the soul. It is only in complete darkness that we begin to see what truly matters. Example: A person loses everything and begins to see clearly. Pain becomes purification. Ego dies. Truth flickers. 2. Albedo whitening. Purification. Stillness. Water after fire. After destruction comes silence. The mind clears. The soul listens. You release judgments and become a mirror, still and honest. This is the stage of forgiveness, self-observation, and cleansing. Water, symbol of the unconscious, dissolves what is false to reveal what is true, to wash the vessel and see its shape for the first time. 3. Citrinitas yellowing. The sunrise. Inner light awakens. Now, illumination begins. But it's not excitement. It's clarity, peace, quiet certainty. The alchemist begins to see the essence behind appearances. Yellow, the color of the sun, reflects intuitive knowing, not logic. This is where wisdom lives wordless, but unmistakable. 4. Rubido reddening. Integration. Union. The sacred marriage. The final stage. When fire and water, dark and light, dissolve and unite. This is the alchemical wedding, the soul and spirit becoming one. The alchemist becomes living gold radiant, not by word, but by presence. Able to enter chaos without losing center. A person who doesn't teach, but transforms by being. This gold cannot be faked. It doesn't shine, it glows. We now see that alchemical gold is a map of consciousness, a sacred inner architecture, a journey from fragmentation to unity, from fear to stillness, from ego to spirit. If people knew what fire they must pass through to become gold, they would never wish for it. And yet, those who dare become immortal. We've seen the 4 stages, but why do so few ever reach this final gold? 1. Gold is fire and most avoid it. True transformation demands sacrifice. It means releasing identities, beliefs, comforts, even pain you've come to call mine. It's a death not physical, but psychological. This is why so many spiritual traditions speak of the burning, the crucifixion, the dark furnace. There is no way back. Once the work begins, you either burn into gold or fossilize in ash. 2. The hidden meaning of alchemical symbols. Alchemical manuscripts often show the king and queen joining in sacred union. This isn't about people. It's the inner union of masculine and feminine, logic and intuition. Gold is wholeness when you no longer need anything outside to feel complete. The self becomes the vessel, no longer seeking, just being. In Kabbalah, this is called tikkun, restoration. In Buddhism, nirvana, beyond duality. In Sufism, fana, the dissolving of ego into divine oneness. All traditions point to this truth. Real gold is the eye purified of everything it is not. 3. The rise of spiritual fool's gold. Today, it's easy to confuse real gold with glitter. Self-help. Pseudo-gurus. Spiritual hype. People talk about light, but haven't faced their own darkness. False gold shines, but doesn't warm. It offers ego, not transformation. True gold, in contrast, looks like emptiness at first. It comes as silence. Stillness. A quiet knowing, I'm not who I was. I burned, and what remains is light. 4. The alchemist as an archetype. An alchemist isn't a chemist or a magician. He is the sole architect, the silent builder of an inner temple. He works in fire, in solitude, in silence until only gold remains. And this gold, no one can take from you. You can't wait for gold to come to you. You have to ignite it inside. Alchemy begins not in books, but in your breath, your choices, your attention. Let's go through the stages as practical steps. 1. Negrito face the shadow. Do this. Keep a shadow journal each evening. Write down uncomfortable feelings or reactions. Don't judge them, witness them. Example, feel envy? Don't suppress it. Say, this is my lead. I see it. That is already transformation. 2. Albedo cleanse your mind. Do this. 10 minutes a day of silence. No thoughts, just breath and presence. Allow thoughts to rise and pass like water. Pair this with nature walks. Cleanse body, mind, and energy. 3. Citrinitas awaken intuition. Do this. Before sleep, ask, what am I not seeing but must understand? Record whatever arises in the morning, dreams, thoughts, images. Look for symbols. Alchemy speaks in patterns. 4. Rubido integrate through ritual. Do this. Turn your mornings into ritual. Make water sacred. Breathe with intention. Begin your day with this today. I will be gold not in words, but in state. Simplicity is the mark of true maturity. Alchemy works not with matter, but with attention. Common traps. Seeking quick results. Comparing to others. Reading instead of practicing. Avoiding pain instead of transmuting it. Solution. Accept that transformation is not a flash, but a daily fire. Create sacred space. Without stillness, there is no alchemy. The true alchemist is the one who can hold intention through chaos. Everything you've ever sought is already sleeping inside you. You are the gold you seek. We've walked the path of fire and water, from Negrito's darkness to Rubido's radiance. But alchemy is not just theory. It is practice. It is becoming. Every loss, every challenge, every inner fracture is an invitation. The entire life is your great work, and you even now are an alchemist who forgot that they were gold. Now you remember. Now you have the map. Now begins the fire. Reflect. Where is the lead in your life? What weighs you down? Are you ready to place it in the furnace? If so, begin. Quietly, consistently, step by step, breath by breath, awareness by awareness, transmute yourself. Because the world doesn't need another expert, influencer, or guru. It needs those who shine, those who have become gold. If this video resonated, subscribe to continue this journey. Comment with one word you associate with alchemical gold, and share this with someone you know is ready to remember. And never forget, you don't need to find the light. You need to remember it.